Se prințali ikhbar su zakhasham mkhar jea bode okhar zareh ja us zakhasham zghoja kodres yegupsset ya rabbi sit ubaram sit mbjaq ilkhor sit hoda feda sit mbaqi hnur sura yegupsset.
When I heard the horse ride of Prince Ali, who's not even a Circassian, and it was very interesting because he was trying to make people be aware of the Circassian culture, which nobody really knows who we are, where we are from.
It opened up our eyes and the eyes of our sons and the younger generation about the importance of having this link with the tradition, with the motherland.
Well, it wasn't easy to organize such a trip from Jordan back to the Caucasus.
İlk defa kendi müzikleri o kadar yüksek sesle o sokaklarda çalınabildi.
Ohkodim qeghajapa ho khunwa. Ohkodir abi yifghaj oh nakhsh hadid kodda di problema kam ti ufaw abi yifghaj zafajnu mish agode wvpa mish medi oh malishi bidun Allah hamji amadu bugha.
The whole point of the horse trip was, in essence, to have a reverse of the Exodus. There's a Circassian legend which tells of the creation of the world. When God was creating the world, he carried all the mountains in a bag. And the devil, getting jealous, managed to slit a hole in the bottom of the bag. And all the mountains fell in one place, between the Caspian and the Black Sea. So God, in return, told the devil that the people who live in this place, you will not be able to affect, because life will be hard enough for them as it is. Jordan is a country of peoples and of cultures, whether they be Circassians or Bedouins or Palestinians or others. But this whole geometry of people is what gives wealth to the country and what makes it special, or what it is. And each distinct culture and each distinct people benefits the country. But the Circassians, as any true Jordanian knows, are an integral and fundamental part of the country. They are neither a minority, nor, as we might say, refugees, but at the same time, they are a people of their own, with a distinct culture, a distinct background, and this is what gives them wealth.
They came from many different places. Some had been settled in the Balkans and then moved from the Balkans to Jordan. Some came directly. Some had spent some years, maybe as many as 10 years in Istanbul or Turkey or in different places. And they came in many different waves. So the first settlers came in about 1878. But then it was a continuous stream of groups, sometimes just 2-3 families, sometimes 30 families together, some bigger, some small, some individuals. Up till about 1906, 1910, we can talk about a continuous migration.
Gelenler zaten kısa süreli geldiklerini düşünerek geldiler. Çarlık Rusyası'nın Osmanlılar tarafından yenileceğini, bu nedenle çok kısa bir sürede tekrar ana yurtlarına döneceği düşüncesiyle geldiler. Fakat tabii yıllar geçtikçe bu gerçekleşmedi. Ana yurtlarına dönüş umudu her zaman için canlı kaldı.
نعرم زير مجازك زي تشاب خبقو حسيدوا راخو تقستاوا
عمان بتذكر بيوت الشراكس من حالهم ما في غير بيوت وشراكس
زغورم فمنقوخو يجكم يا اوفا غسجنات شنو هادي غير اجمرم يقدر ناس الشر نفهم فدم يونزة يتحن نيوش يونزة الحاكم يوناشها ذاتي يتحن تسمى ونغو شد خرجوا شحف لجاجو
الشركة أول الناس في الأردن ساعدوا الملك عبد الله صار حرب على أمير عبد الله الشركة ساعدوه اي والله كلهم حاربوا من الشركة والحمد لله ولكن اليوم صاروا كويسين وصاروا طيبين والله سبحانه وتعالى يساعد البلاد.
They were the honor guards of late King Abdullah, who is the founder of our country, who is the grandfather of late King Hussein. And his honor guard were Circassians when he first came to this country, and he has a good trust in the Circassians from those days.
One time, a group of people came to His Majesty King Abdullah and they asked him, "Why is it, sir, that you have these people that are not from this part of the world around you and serving in key positions and so on?" And his reply was that anyone who serves this country in the right way, to their utmost ability, is the true Jordanian. And I believe that it's that inherent quality within the Circassian people, the loyalty and the service, is what makes them a unique people.
للأمام سلام زه بوش.
The Circassians in Amman had a particular experience of having to define their identity in a way, to decide what it is to be a Circassian and how they were going to present themselves and represent themselves to other groups.
بالنسبة للغة يعني هي أهم إشي، لأنه بالعكس نسبة كبيرة من الشركس بالأردن يعني من الشباب الصغار ما في يعني قليل منهم اللي بيحكي شركسي، واللي بيحكي ما بيحكي منيح، فيعني هذا بنطبع على جيلنا إحنا، فيعني ما راح شو راح يكون بالك بالنسبة للأصغر كمان، وما بتخيل يعني إيش راح يصير بالوضع بالشركس إذا نفس لغتهم راحت، معناها ما راح يضل شيء.
The existence of the Circassian school has been a major factor in reinforcing the sense of Circassian identity. The establishment of the Circassian school and the experience now of a number of cohorts who have gone through that school, who have had their schooling, their whole schooling in a Circassian school, is an experience that no other generation had. Every other generation went to school with in Arab schools, Jordanian schools, they mixed with Arabs and so on. Now the educational curriculum in the Prince Hamza School is the government curriculum. So it's not what they're actually learning in school that makes the difference. It's the fact that all their classmates are Circassians, their teachers are Circassians, and that they grow up in this, so that their networks, their friendships and so on are almost uniquely Circassian.
The Amir Hamza School is the only school that teaches Circassian lessons. They teach Circassian, English and Arabic.
يا بزت قد خجنانا توتات أجت أنا ما أدري أبزت ومشارك توش. شاون أدري أبزت أسألك نحبنا عرف الزنا. ستة عرف زفس.
فشحف قرالي كما أدي وارس كما أدي قاب سجي شمبوشا أدي قلت أقوات شموسة أدي أفرق كشمغاف شو سودا تشتل في عرم مرة هاوش أخابزة يقزا واترتبرا وزراء أغم فدا عراب كما تيتخنجي تيجنجي تبسونجي تشآججي يغاش أمقت فوشراكب
Circassians in Turkey or in Jordan, they are more Jordanians and more Turkish than they are maybe Caucasians. But still, like an adopted child, when you are adopted, you always look for your natural mother. So our hearts and our eyes are all towards
أمنية حياتي مثلا أرجع هناك مثلا على بلدي، مو شرط أرجع أعيش بس إنه زيارة. فبس بتخيل حالي إذا بروح يعني ما بتصور إنه بحس حالي غريبة، بضل يعني تراب بلدي، بضل دائما أنا بنتمي له، قوميتي بلغتي بعاداتي بتقاليدي أهلي أجدادنا كله.
The essential goal of the horse ride was to take the tragedy of a generation, or of the elders, the grandfathers of the present Circassians, and to offer a symbol of hope for the younger generations.
مديوش حماكم يتغير جريزري سيقو خشريز جما فقشون مغاسان تاغن غما فرست وقروفا والسيدوني يا صبر ستة تجام غيسان
To cross countries and territories, and knowing that in each place we might have stopped along the way held a story, maybe a history, a tale of tragedy that has happened in the past. To have read books, to have heard the stories recounted by the Circassian elders, and at the same time to know that all that they went through, all the pain that they have suffered was not in vain, to see in each and every place a sign of hope for a brighter future for Circassians.
Bu çok önemli bir karşılaşmaydı. Diasporadaki insanların, diasporadaki Çerkez topluluklarının çok önemli bir karşılaşmasıydı. Belki bir Çerkez olarak köyünden hiç çıkmamış, hatta komşu kente bile gitmemiş olan Çerkez yaşlıları birdenbire karşılarında, yani onlar için sadece masallarda, yani büyük ninelerin anlattığı masallarda kalan giysileriyle, atlarla gelen, çok iyi Çerkezce konuşan, hepsi çok iyi eğitimli, gencecik insanlarla karşılaştılar. Bir kere elleriyle tutmak istediler onları, sahici olup olmadığını anlamak istediler. Bunu metaforik olarak söylemiyorum, sahiden yaptılar, gidip tuttular elbiselerini.
I think the bewilderment in the elder generations in seeing before them a dream which they never thought could come true and never was able to come true in their own time. You look around and you see young children and others who are laughing and, you know, excited to see men in I should say, you know, in these costumes and riding on horses, and they're so it all added an effect and really emphasized the need for people to know what happened in that place at that time.
Çerkezlik hiçbir zaman Türkiye'de özellikle Cumhuriyet'in kuruluşundan sonra diyelim rejimin yerleşme döneminden başlayarak hiçbir zaman kamusal alanda ifade edilen bir kimlik olmadı. Bu ancak özel alanda, yani evinizde hala Çerkezce konuşuluyorsa, evinizde hala akordeon varsa, belirli günlerde toplanılıp müzik dinleniyorsa o sıralarda aklınıza gelen bir şey Çerkezlik.
I believe that what guarantees a human being, what identity in essence is all about, is the knowledge of one's culture and one's history, pride in who a person is, the knowledge of their own language.
Konuşamıyorum ama anlıyorum.
Yani öğrenemedik herhalde. Yok bilmiyorum. Yani birkaç kelime. Benim annem babam yani konuşabiliyor da ben sadece anlıyorum.
ده دكتكم أديك بس عم تصير ترى ده شكولم دكونو صدام شغوا كتاب دكونو صدام شغوا أديك بس كده بساتهم تهزر تراش حد أديك بس كده في بساتهم أديك بس كده في بساتهم خرشي في دفتر جاورة شو بدي أخشي دغازت أديك بس كده شو بساتهم ده مثلا إشتى صار سيقوم وزوكت سا أديك بس دغود الدوسة.
They have fears and they also have their pride, and I think that some of them, or maybe some of the elder generations, have given up hope, frankly, and have chosen to assimilate. Unfortunately, by doing so, they're taking their whole future generations with them.
Yani özellikle Türkiye'ye baktığınızda çok yani en fazla asimilasyonun en yüksek olduğu ülkelerden bir tanesi Türkiye. Buna rağmen eğer hala daha yeniden Çerkezleşmeden, Çerkezler için yeniden kimliklenmeden söz edebiliyorsak, hala daha dilini unutmamış insanlar varsa, hala daha gençler dillerini öğrenmek niyetini taşıyorlarsa, bu hala daha onların bir ortak paydayı, kimliklerinin üreten o ortak paydayı yitirmedikleri anlamına gelir. Bu anlamda da çok önemli bir şeydir diye düşünüyorum.
Türkiye'de yaşayan bunca Çerkez olarak kendi müziğimizi dinleyebileceğimiz bir yerin olmadığını fark ettik ve burada Çerkez müziği yapmaya karar verdik. Ancak bazı zorluklarla karşılaştık çünkü Türkiye'de bunca Çerkez olmasına rağmen Çerkez müziği yapan gruplar veya solistler yoktu. Bu nedenle yeni bir grup oluşturduk. Bu grupla beraber şu anda hafta sonları burada Çerkez müziği yapıyoruz.
Along the way, we would dance in almost every place. There is a sort of communication that happens in the dance on a more spiritual level. There are many people who we would not have talked to ever in our lives, but there's an understanding that takes place that would take precedence over I don't know how much speech. You might end up dancing with someone and come to an understanding with them without having ever spoken with them. But at the same time, you may know a person for years and not have that link or communication. It takes a lot to understand what's happening. But when experienced and when done, it's a whole world and a whole language unto itself. There are young Circassians in the world now who have managed to preserve their culture, their traits, their way of being, and who can be a symbol and characterize the ideal of what a Circassian is. I think that the group of companions who went along on this trip epitomized these young people of the diaspora who maybe want to know who they are and who are searching for their roots, as any culture, any people might want to do.
Çerkezler Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'nda sürgün edildiği zaman Osmanlı İmparatorluğu Çerkezlerin belli bir bölgede yoğunlukta yerleşmesini istemedi. Bu nedenle dağınık yerleştirilmesi gerekiyordu. Bir ağ oluşturacak şekilde Balkanlar bölgesine yerleştirdiler. Fakat daha sonra yapılan Berlin Anlaşması'yla Çerkezler Rumeli'den de göç ettirilmek zorunda bırakıldı. Rumeli'den göç eden Çerkezler büyük ölçüde Orta Doğu ülkelerine, yani bugünkü Suriye, Ürdün ve İsrail topraklarına yerleştirildiler. Birinci yerleşim Samsun'dan başlayarak Hatay'a kadar uzanan bir hat boyunca yerleşim var. İkinci yerleşim Hatay'dan Amman'a kadar uzanan bir hat boyunca bir yerleşim var. Üçüncü bir yerleşim de Çerkezlerin yoğun olarak görüldüğü Marmara bölgesi, Düzce, Adapazarı, Balıkesir, Bursa hattı.
Çanakkale'nin içinde sıra sıra kazanlar, katipler oturmuş künyeye yazarlar. Öf genişliğim eyvah, Çanakkale'nin içinde.
Vatan kaybetmenin ızdırabını, acısını yaşayarak öğrendiler. Bu ızdırabı yaşayarak öğrenen insanların yaşamaya başladıkları yeni ülkelerde benzeri tehlikeler karşısında sessiz kalmaları düşünülemezdi. Zaten karakterlerinde böyle bir şey yok yapılarında. Özgürlük aşığı, özgürlük düşkünü. Kendilerine yeni yurt, yeni vatan seçtikleri Osmanlı topraklarının da işgal edilmesi karşısında sessiz kalamayacakları için o tarihte sahibi bulundukları örgütleriyle önce yola çıktılar. Mustafa Kemal Paşa Çerkeslerin yapısını, tarzını, yetişme tarzını, düşüncelerini, onların özgürlüklerine düşkünlüklerini çok iyi biliyor. Geleneklerini de çok iyi bildiği için onlarla diyalogu da çok rahat kurabilen bir insandı. O anlamda çok sayıda beraber Çerkes olmuştur biliyorsunuz. Sivas Kongresi'nde, Erzurum Kongresi'nde, hatta Türkiye Büyük Millet Meclisi'nin ilk açılışında çok sayıda Çerkes var. 25 civarında milletvekili olduğunu zaten biliyoruz.
Circassians as a people have their own inherent qualities, and fundamentally they have always served any country which they've been in, including Russia. Just as a human being needs air and water and food to survive, a race needs the land of its birth to continue.
Rogna Fawaz, siz Roguz'un şafakatı. Evlatlarım, hadi Rogna Fawaz.
I remember reaching the shores of the Black Sea and knowing that we had accomplished the first part of our journey of crossing the diaspora. The Black Sea shore was the most tragic point in the exodus of the Circassians, because it was the point where they landed on a foreign land, sick, retired, essentially encompassing what we might today think of as a refugee situation. Only back then, there was no help. There are many people who wished our journey to be unsuccessful, whether they be in Jordan, possibly in Turkey, in Russia, God only knows. I think that initially they tried to do everything within their power to discourage our undertaking, so that we may lose heart and say, well, hey, we don't want to have anything else to do with this. And it was a key point in my own, in making my own decision whether to proceed or not. I thought that they probably were pretty serious about their intentions, if there were to be. And I knew that that was also a big possibility, that maybe they might not try something directly on me, but they could harm anyone of our group so as to embarrass us, or so on and so forth. I had a lot of worries about what was going on at the time, and there were so many implications and possibilities and whatnot. I think the moment we set off from the shores of the Black Sea, there was a mood of hope and I shouldn't say celebration, because although we did dance, of course dancing and so on is part of the culture, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a moment of joy. But maybe so, I think our whole mood at the time was a moment of determination. And I think that our singing or our dancing was an expression of our intention, of where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. And maybe so pride not only in ourselves for having accomplished this journey, but in taking on board, I think, every Circassian who has ever left the country's dreams and desires. And finally to cross the Black Sea and to reach the shores of the Caucasus. I think a goal that I don't think would have ever been dreamt of going back 130 years. I don't know if there's any way exactly to describe it, to tell you what might have been going on in my heart, or I don't know, in the hearts of any of the young Circassians who were part of this undertaking. I think for us it was a reality. It was living a dream, maybe experiencing something of a nightmare. Just hearing in the echoes of maybe the waves that hit the rocks. The Caucasus is a land that when you go there, you're never really, I think, the same afterwards. The mountains of the Caucasus and all their raw beauty, I think, reflect the personality and the character of the Circassians as a people. There's an atmosphere there that is still untouched, and that is in essence mystery, a mystery that is waiting to be discovered.
Take me with you on this journey where the boundaries of time are not tossed. In cathedrals of the forest, in the words of the tongues now lost. Find the answers, ask the questions, find the roots of an ancient tree. Take me dancing, take me singing, I'll ride on till the moon meets the sea.
My own family background is of a Celtic nature, and I learned that the Celts were a collection of tribes that came from Middle and Eastern Europe as far back as 500 BC, and over the course of centuries migrated across Europe. So when I learned this, I was very interested to follow that whole idea further. I don't know a great deal about the Circassian people. I think that there seems to be perhaps a predisposition in each one of us to learn more about and understand our heritage and how important that is for our own self-development to understand that. And so in the course of that has taken me to this exercise and this process.
And I think that the land of the Caucasus is the missing link in a very large puzzle. And it can answer so many questions about our civilization, the world civilization as a whole. And that's why it's imperative to allow the world to benefit from the North Caucasus, from what it represents in historical, in archaeological, in spiritual basis.
Bugün Hititçe diye yazılan ve söylenen Hititçe'den 160 kelime tespit ettim ki bu 160 kelime bugün kullandığımız Adygece ile aynı. Ve bugün canlı olarak onları kullanıyoruz. Bir kayaya resmedilen kutsal 12'ler diye geçen bugün Adyghe şeyinde mevcut 12 kabileyi simgeleyen bu kutsal 12'lerin avuçların içerisinde ideogramlar var. Yani onların aile damgalarını simgeleyen ideogramlar var. Bunları okuyamıyorlar. Halbuki bir Adyghe bu 12 kutsal 12'lerin kutsallığını da o avuçların içinde okunamayan ideogramların da manasını biz biliyoruz. Adyghe köylerinde ve Adyghe şeyinde, folklorunda post kapma şeyi var, oyunu var, post yarışı var. Fezeha diye, fezeha. Hititya'dan veya Kafkasya'dan Hititya'dan Adyghelere kalan bu folklorik folklor güzelliği eski Yunan'a Argonotların altın post arayışı adı altında intikal etti. Bu kültürün nasıl halkalar halinde birbirine intikal ederek geçtiğini göstermektedir.
The earliest contact would probably be in the 9th or 8th century BC. And so these are contacts that are almost 3,000 years old. And we know the Greeks had trading posts along the coast and even had large settlements up along the Black Sea. So this must go back to this period. It's not clear why the Adyghe has such influence over Greeks. They must have impressed the Greeks enormously in some way. And they must in some sense have had great stories that the Greeks wanted to pass on and appropriate. Well, Sosroko is the most popular art hero. And I think he's most popular because he's the most audacious. He, in fact, plays upon the weakness of the braggart or the hero who is too vain and always comes out ahead. He is a kind of Achilles. He has only one weak spot, and otherwise his skin and body is like steel, and he's the man of steel. And just as Achilles was dunked in a river and held by his heel, Sosroko is dunked in molten iron, but is held by his knees, and his knees remain vulnerable.
Adyghe yidexağe kafem oju a çugur kızarıganefrem paye Adyghe oğaq. Adyghe çeş zıxuç'e vuna pıtapel'axo zerısım akriğeşiti zer kuşhat'uaç'o kığanefta. Kızıganefç'e yişhağısı zek'om khiç'ıjo şıxer bo zexeto khıfıjı zıxuç'e ca çeten lhemıcım şıxer khıtriğahati kızapриğeç'ıjta. Ca fedizo yidexağe zerdunayo kığanefta.
What makes the rush or the hurry for the preservation of Circassian culture and society is the fact that the Circassian language is not originally a written language. And so therefore, what must be preserved today is preserved in the minds of an elder generation.
Zixalhır, Adyghe kulturar zixalhır nart epasran. Nart epasım ye gupsısaç'a qızış'au buğağı qaubidıç'a dunyer qızırıyu bidir. Abı xemılhş'a magiyem diye ş'adzawa, lh'ağazêhenri, ts'ıfuğa qağlhağuanri, yepts'ıjjınığeri xelhş abı. A yepts'ıjjınığem ts'ıfuğa zırıfuşıtri xelhş. Zır zım zırıfuşıtın xuêri xelhş. Xabze qağlhağuanri. Nart epasım yezım yiziujıç'er, yigupseç'erş'e khıxı'etıç'aue zerıjıtu lhepkhır zıgupseç'e guerım yiriğatu şıtaue ar xelhş.
Непэ фэнэжъыгъуае ирданым ыкӏыгъэ кӏалэхэр, хьакӏэхэр лъэшэу гушӏуагъо уадыгэу тыдыр цыпэу ушӏэми узэрэлъэгъунышъ, узэхэхьанышъ, ещӏуищӏакӏи, ежьэщӏакӏи зэбгъашӏэнышъ. Къахэнагъэу, шэнэу адыгэмэ ахэлъэу къахэнагъэри ахэри плъэгъунышъ, ахэри хærышъ. Непэ хьакӏэ къекӏолъагъэмкӏэ хэмкӏэ къеблагъ шъутэӏо зыжъугъэрэхьат шъуиунэ шъуфэкӏуагъэм фэдэу шъущыс, къэшӏуат шъуищӏакӏэхэри, тэ тищӏакӏэхэри къэзгъотын тызэрэшӏымэ нахь дэгъу, тызэрэшӏымэ нахь ышӏышъ. Шъукъеблагъ шъухэти. Шъуестӏэкӏи.
Khabza is a set of unwritten rules and regulations which govern the lives of the Circassian people, and encompasses all that they are about. It's what guarantees their virtues, but at the same time I think that its essence or its beginning dates back to some form of ancient religion based on the Adyghe, or what is known as the perfect man. It's unique in the sense that it encompasses all forms of social life, not only governs their social, but also their political life.
Zufodl nimmt die Taha, adelhabkham qajarmufu, adelhabkham iznqamde shabkhay fakhu, awdud nimmt die Taha jaw, nobad zamanim dafakhaw jtadi ofr. Yezim yitzam pumfashu, tamshagha khatu, dogwaj nobi.
Being in the Caucasus brought about a sense or a feeling of both joy and sadness. Joy to be in a land of such immense beauty, and to be among such noble and virtuous people. Yet at the same time, sadness in seeing the circumstance in which they are faced or forced to live, segregation, even within themselves, confined to false boundaries and borders which are literally miles apart, living in a state of fear, in economic deprivation, not due to themselves or their own inherent ability, because they have proven themselves continuously in the diaspora, but due to forced circumstances.
Bu bölge 19. yüzyılda üç büyük devletin, Çarlık Rusyası'nın, Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'nun ve İran'ın savaş alanıydı. Kuzey Kafkasya daha çok Çerkezlerle Çarlık Rusyası arasındaki savaşlara sahne oldu. Çarlık Rusyası bildiğiniz gibi yayılmacı bir devlet olarak güneye inmeye çalışıyordu. İngiltere'nin Hindistan'daki etkinliğini kesmenin en önemli yollarından biri de ulaşım yollarını kesmek, yani Orta Doğu'da etkili olmaktı. Rusya'nın, Çarlık Rusyası'nın bir amacı oydu. İkinci amacı da özellikle 19. yüzyılda gündeme gelen Rusların yerleştirilmesi amacı vardı. 1861'de Çarlık Rusyası'nda kölelik, serflik ilga edildi. Bu yüzden merkezi bölgelerden, Çarlık Rusyası'nın merkezi bölgelerinden büyük ölçüde köylü akınları oldu. Bu köylülerin yerleştirilmesi gerekiyordu. Onların bölgeden çıkarılması Çarlık Rusyası açısından en uygun politika olarak görüldü. Osmanlı İmparatorluğu o zamanlar gerileme dönemindeydi. Osmanlı İmparatorluğu varlığını, gücünü büyük ölçüde nüfusa dayalı olarak tutan bir devlet. Bu yüzden Çerkezlerin Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'na gelmesi, özellikle Çarlık Rusyası'na düşman olan bir nüfusun Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'na iskan edilmesi Osmanlı Devleti açısından önemli görüldü. Ve Osmanlılar bu temel nedenden dolayı Çerkezlerin Osmanlı topraklarına iskan edilmesini istediler. Bu dönemde Batılı devletler, özellikle İngiltere, Kafkasya'daki durumla ilgilendi. Çünkü o dönemde İngiltere ile Rusya arasında bir uluslararası düzeyde bir rekabet söz konusuydu. Bu İngiltere'nin en büyük kaygısı tabii daha önce belirttiğimiz gibi Çarlık Rusyası'nın Kafkasya'ya geçerek Orta Doğu'ya inmesiydi. Çünkü Çarlık Rusyası Orta Doğu'ya inseydi bu İngiltere'nin çıkarlarını büyük ölçüde zedeleyecekti. Bir Kırım Savaşı yaşandı 1850'lerde. İngiltere, Fransa, Osmanlı İmparatorluğu Çarlık Rusyası'na karşı Kırım'da savaştılar. Fakat zaten Kafkasya'nın sonunu getiren de bu Kırım Savaşı oldu. Kırım Savaşı Çerkezler için ve Kuzeydoğu Kafkasya için son umuttu. Bu savaşta Rusya'nın başarılı olması daha sonra Rusya'nın hızla Kafkasya'da ilerlemesini getirdi. O dönemde Çerkezler İngiltere ve Osmanlı İmparatorluğu'nun yardımını sağlama konusunda büyük çabalar gösterdiler. İngiliz Büyükelçisi'ne mektuplar yazdılar. Hatta pek çok Çerkez delegasyonu İngiltere'ye bizzat giderek orada görüşmelerde bulundu. Gelen Çerkez delegasyonlara yardım edeceklerini söylediler fakat gerçek yardım hiçbir zaman gelmedi. İngiltere'nin yardımda bulunacağını söylemesi Çerkezlerin direnme gücünü arttırdı. Bu nedenle Çerkezler aslında bir anlamda sonuna kadar savaştılar ki bu da onların felaketi oldu. Belki durumun böyle olacağını bilselerdi ona göre farklı politikalar izleyebilirlerdi Çerkezler. Ve bu direniş içinde de çok büyük kayıplar verdiler. O zamanki Kuzey Batı Kafkasya bölgesinin yaklaşık %90'ı, %95'i boşaltıldı. Yani o bölgede yaşayan Çerkezler %90 oranında sürgün ettirildi. Sürgünün koşulları tek kelimeyle facia olarak nitelemek mümkün. Çünkü 19. yüzyılın ortasında yaklaşık 1,5 milyon insan 1-2 yıl gibi çok kısa bir sürede toptan göç ettirildi. Osmanlı İmparatorluğu buna hazırlıklı değildi. Daha az sayıda insanın daha geniş bir sürede geleceğini bekliyorlardı. Tahminlere göre sadece göç yollarında nüfusun 1/3 yani yaklaşık 1,5 milyon insanın 500 bini bu göç yollarında ve ilk yerleşim yerlerinde hayatlarını kaybettiler. Yerleşim yerlerinde iklim uyuşmazlığından, hastalıktan, yoldaki yorgunluktan dolayı binlerce insan çok kısa sürede telef oldu.
Ethnic cleansing is the modern term that we use to refer to experiences that are very similar to the Circassian experience in the Caucasus. It was a very clear policy of the Russian Empire to clear the Caucasus of as many of its indigenous inhabitants as possible in order to pave way for its own presence, its own political and economic presence in the Caucasus.
And there are those people, and they are here, whether anybody likes it or not, and they will be here. No matter what you do to people, you might kill them, you might torture them, you might deceive them. But as long as there are still people there, you cannot take what belongs in their hearts.
دا ايوز تخوجان دا دي غورا دي شحال زاتيلوا دا جدو دايت سميت خوام دونيم دتيتش داي جري دش انوي دا تو فاسو وفبر دو بدن هو جدوري عبش حاجه زدغال جنو دا ستري جنو يجي ميس ناخش حديد درارا زدغال جنو زتصخ فجاقه من جاميشه
I think that the Caucasus is a land that has often and will and is at the moment being used as a game or a chessboard, so we say. There is very much a bias in the world's dealings with the Caucasus, because Russia is a power, and I think that the world has always chosen to turn a blind eye to anything that might happen within Russia, regardless of the consequences.
The situation in the Caucasus is seen as an internal Russian matter. And here, of course, there are lots of double and triple and quadruple standards that are being applied around the world, where the Kosovo crisis is not seen as an internal matter, but the Chechnya crisis is seen as an internal matter. And these are contradictions in foreign policy of the power, great powers in the world.
The North Caucasians are essentially one peoples. And so when their brothers and sisters are being killed and slaughtered in many senses a few kilometers away, when those that manage to leave the area of conflict and arrive without food, I don't know how any one of you might think of this situation or what you would do.
The time I went to the UN and sought help, I said, look, history is repeating itself. This thing happened to us, to our grandfathers, and now it's happening again, and we cannot just stand by. And the first answer was, well, this is a Russian problem. We cannot interfere in the Russian affairs. Although we are different people, different ethnical group, different language, culture, what have you, but we are considered lumped with Russia, and that we have to keep quiet. But when we insisted later, they said we are looking into it. And we insisted more, and they said, well, it's a difficult problem, a difficult area, we don't want to meddle in it. This was the answer of a personnel in the United Nations.
Yes, it's volatile. It's a dangerous part of the world because of the economic situation there. But really, if the West wants to deal with the economic situation in Russia, improve their living and bring stability to the region, then they have to deal with the only people who can change that, which is the people on the ground, and not deal with those who caused this situation to begin with. If there is a few hundred extremists that have come from other part of the world to cause problems in that region, then you do not attempt to kill an entire population or force them to leave their land.
Well, Russians are very confused and mixed about the Caucasus now. Russians in many ways would like to go back to the simpler old days where the Caucasus was isolated and contained within Russia, no exterior influence, etc. What I find the Russians tend not to understand is what the Caucasians want, how Caucasians work, and what Caucasians hope for. There's a real failure to grasp the complexity, the history, and the dreams of all the people in the Caucasus. Washington has persistently underestimated the complexity of the Caucasus. It's persistently underestimated the desire of the Caucasians to preserve their civilization and to bring it to the world. And it has had a very difficult time understanding the economic significance of the Caucasus. Even though the area has the most fresh water near the Middle East, it is the gateway to Central Asia, and it is a gateway to the Middle East, and it has oil, has vast reserves of very high quality oil. These would be a number of criteria, a number of points for considering the area geopolitically crucial, volatile, and yet this is something that is not appreciated.
All that one can surmise from this tragedy, knowing full well that neither the Russians who send their children to fight and die in the Caucasus, nor the families and the children who are dying in the Caucasus want this war or want any possible future war. And so the question arises now, or what must be dealt with, is who is responsible for this?
I think that the Caucasus will see more bloodshed and more wars, that these will spread, that they will have a number of different causes, and that the Caucasian civilization, which is already damaged, will be further damaged and perhaps even become extinct.
It is imperative that to avoid any future bloodshed or disaster bred through neglect, through ignorance, that we bring their issue to the world's attention, and that they be dealt with as any other nation, that they be granted their rights as displaced people to dual citizenship, to visit the land of their birth.
زغورة شوك ودغو قزغو تجغم فدو تا لبق ماج أدغ لبقر عزاو مخاجم يوجي لبقر يتقوى حغوشت لبقم طوشي بطرة بشترة برسنتر أجيبمش أخوة عاخما بزر ياشوك ودي خابزر ياشوك ودي عاخما وزاقو بشسجة ويقوي غاوزو وينا قابلزا ويلب زرق ودرر زبلاوجا ويقوي مغاوزم تجرب ويقوبشسن فايو سجوشو أدغما عوفر قزتي غاوشوغانو أمالوش أزاقور خكم قبغزجنا رار ويخكو قزشفس وغا أمالخر زجيش بغتتخ وأدغو بسون تلجد ويخكو فلجن تلجد لبغاك وطن تلجد ويقول مغاك ودو جاكما وابلن فايو عارسة قزارة شخورر
كوسوغم سخاتي أديغه متخاك وجه تيلاب خبايا تيج أساغ تيش أقول تخاك وجهنو أي فايا أديغه ميسخري يوجي يتخو تاري يوجي تيتو معنا فا تخنسغ تيش أقول تيتاج خما يا أقول تخاك وجه زوجة خرالغا قيتغا خما يا شيشو أديغه خر قد أفعاغك قد أعاغك.
Buraya karar vermemiz benim için biraz zor oldu. Tabii önce vatanım olduğu için biraz gelmeye karar verebildim. Çok uzun süre Türkiye'de doğup büyüdüğüm için, yaşadığım için, belli bir yaştan sonra zor olacağı için çok kararsızlık geçirdim. Ama burayı çok seviyorum. Tabii isterdim herkes gelebilsin. Ben Türkiye'de Çerkez ve Türk karışımı ben eğitim aldım, büyüdüm. Buradakiler Rus ve Çerkez karışımı eğitim alıp büyüdüler. Yani ben biraz tabii Türk gibi düşünüyorum orada. Buradakiler Rus gibi düşünüyorlar. Yani zaman zaman çok büyük çelişkiler, farklar var.
أنا سبن شاغر دقزر بغداد حوشتار مرا دزجوا بتشو دزراغا جوشتار مرا عادي غير ديلت شحان شت شو أنا غان شهتي قابورم قدمو سمان شجاري خاكم يجي الشارع مش أبودو قد بغداد الحشتة يجي عبنا خرج نخ قيمزاغ عبنا خرج نخ سابق يشحم زي بصافي جنو مع ودو قد بغداد الحما.
There is damage from the conquest, there is damage from the dispersal, but there is even perhaps greater damage or threat of damage from modernity, from the rise of modern civilization. And this is a challenge that somehow the Adyghe and other Caucasians must meet and still remain Adyghe or Caucasian.
تخدم دري بلاجوش تماشا زي لبقهم نغش خلب زيوشكم مش بسوفن دغوش بسوفن قليوش بسوفن جزغه بغتن جوخن عوا خاك خلب زبيوشكم عراجل دنو بجا دودو غوغدي محمي ست خدا بروبليم قد بمشل وش متمشى دزب شدي غوردي ددي صغر ديج نغر خري قشتما مش ما دي قرا لغوزة غاباش جنم خاكور دو بدي جنمشا يرش دي باجات رجا شانس دي لكن غادي عار خاكون دي داو نافش تشجعوا دو بتسوون.
Each and every culture has their distinct aspects, their good sides, their bad sides. But the Circassians have so much to give to the world as a whole. But I don't think that they've yet had the chance to give it. And I think that politics has played so much a part in preventing them from being what they could be and what they should be and what they, God willing, will be. And so therefore I think that even going into the next millennium, our greatest battle will not be for anything other than preserving the rights of each and every human being and race and tribe that populates this earth. And the greatest threat at the moment belongs to those people, those noble people of the North Caucasus. There are many people, or should I say there are very few people who really understood what the purpose of this whole trip was. I've been asked many times, and I'm asked on a constant basis, why? Why did you do this? The Circassian cause has not as of yet been addressed to the world. But the urgency and the necessity is that something like the Circassian cause and that of the North Caucasus will become a world issue at some point or another. It's only a matter of time. But what is important now is not if it will, but how it will. Whether it is through peace, through understanding, through avoiding all that has led to wars of ignorance and bloodshed through other peoples throughout history. This is the essence of all the work. No political motivation, but conviction, ideals and beliefs that, God willing, will continuously be turned into a reality.
Oh, yeah.
Rirash obawo Makwawo